Hey, is Amiko here?
Yeah, she's here.
All right.
Oh,
He has returned.
Eric-
Does Saloro stay at the beach for long, or?
Oh, yeah, Saloro's gonna be there for a while. He needs to wind down after all of that. He needs to put some salt in his wounds, which the beach will readily supply for him and everything.
Very well.
You got to make sure the leeches don't get him.
Very well. All right, back at the Rusty Dragon. Ameko seems to be have returned to her usual place behind the counter, and when the party enters, she rushes around and greets them with a warm smile. Thank you for everything. She nods at Arenoss and also at the rest of the party. You have most likely saved my life, and although my father and my half brother is dead, I do owe you my thanks.
What was I going to say? God damn it.
Please, as a token of my gratitude, please consider the Rusty Dragon the second home on the Spiral Vanguard. You have free board and lodgings for as long as you wish.
That is very kind. That is very kind of you, Amiko. Thank you.
Not at all. It's the least I can do. She looks around. I wish to talk to you. But please sit down. And she points at one of the tables. She quickly goes into the kitchen. She brings water or whatever you prefer to drink.
I have water right now because Roldar's right next to me.
Arenoss will actually also have water this time.
Right. She sets down a few cups of water and she sits down at one of these stools at the bar and looks at the party. She takes a shuddering breath. My half-brother said things to me. I don't know if you know about us, but he was not conceived inside the boundaries of the marriage between my father and mother. I guess you saw that if you fought with him. He was a half-elf. We never found out who the father was, and he was raised outside our family as an orphan in the Rock Academy. He left town after having basically had a fallout with my father, and I thought I had lost him forever. She grimaces, maybe I had. When the letter came, I was so surprised. I was so glad I hadn't heard from him in years, and I rushed off, not really thinking. He met me at the glassworks. I took me downstairs and tried to explain something to me. I don't really understand what he said, but he told me that he was on a great mission for someone he called his beloved or his mistress. She had great plans for Sandpoint, he said. She apparently wants to destroy the whole town.
Arenoss will look a bit shocked and
To this end, she apparently met Tsuto in Magnamar. Exactly how they met, I'm not sure. Maybe we can never find that out now that he's dead. But they met in Magnamar, and this mistress of his, this beloved of his, apparently had a very, Grim says, a very bloodthirsty mind, and had a plan to destroy Sandpoint. To that effect, she seems to have looked for able hands to carry out this mission. And since my brother don't have any love for this town, he despised our father. He hated him for everything he did to him and to the family. He had suspicions that father killed mother. I'm not sure myself, but that was his belief. He frequently accused him of having pushed her to her death along the cliffs of the town. As such, he apparently, as he told to me, was a lieutenant of this mistress of his. She had ordered him to use the old tunnels beneath Sandpoint to dig into the glassworks and to use the glassworks as a base of operations for the raids. My father was contacted, and I don't know exactly how he persuaded him to let the goblins into the glassworks and let him use it as his staging ground. But my father did, and yes, I am unsure why they wanted to use the glassworks. I guess it's a surprise to attack from that location. I don't know what's in the tunnels. He told me that there is something down there in the tunnels, something that his mistress has ordered him to find and bring to her. Something of vital importance. It's apparently in one of these sealed-off tunnels. But he told me that since the earthquake 5 years ago, there was supposedly an opening in these tunnels allowing them to be dug out, and that is what he was putting all his efforts in during these past few days. Tried to dig out one of those side tunnels. I don't know what's down there, but it can't be good for Sandpoint.
It certainly can't. This is most troubling news indeed.
She nods yes.
Well, we're going to have to go down there then.
Grim says, I suppose you are. But please, if you do be careful. Whether it's down there had the goblins fleeing in terror, and Tsuto himself seemed to be quite unnerved from what he had to do down there.
Very well, thank you.
She nods. As I said, you are free to stay here as long as you want. Think of the Rusty Dragon as your second home. The Spiral Vanguard is always welcome here. If you need me for anything at all I can do to help, please tell me. And I will do my best.
Be sure to tell me next time you get the letter.
She flashes a sad smile. I will, Arenoss, I will. Thank you. She moves back into the kitchen to maybe prepare dinner. You're not sure.
All right.
DM, I found a problem.
Mm-hmm.
The enchantment you put on on that longsword,
Mm-hmm.
it's only allowed to be used on flails, hammers, and maces.
I have put in longswords.
Well, it won't let me put it on the character sheet, so...
Well, just, you will have to add it manually then, I suppose.
Are you telling the DM he can't do something?
Exactly. What are you saying here?
The character builder is disagreeing with you, DM.
Well, guess who's wrong then?
Wizards of the Coast or Joe Nasty?
Exactly.
Jonas is all powerful in this campaign.
This is my dimension.
Wizards of the Coast is the one who sells these books for $30 each.
I can do whatever hell I want with these books.
I paid for them, come on! I'm a D&D insider, get fucked!
Exactly. No, I know, but I allow that enchantment to be on a longsword in this case.
Okay.
Might just be able to call it something else and just remember that it is a longsword.
Problem is, it messed up my proficiency bonuses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had the same problem since I can't technically use a superior crossbow.
We're house ruling the shit out of this.
Yeah.
I will find a way to get this to work.
Good.
Oh, hey DM.
Yes.
After Saloro finishes and he's sitting, on the beach, his robe draped out so that he has something to sit on.
Mm-hmm.
Can we have some reading here? Saloro will dry his hands and take a look at a ye old little book that Arenoss, the sorcerer, gave to him.
All right. that is certainly possible.
First off, is it in a language that Saloro can read initially?
Yes, it actually is. It seems to be written in common.
Saloro will open the book, wondering whether or not he's going to have to do a ritual, and then... Good.
Let's see here, hold on. Let's see, we'll do this over here, I think. Oh, goodness.
What have you done?
I broke everything!
Why did you do that, dear?
You broke the rules.
Fix it! Fix it!
Handle it!
And help!
Alright,
Still in the furnace!
Poor goblin. Alright, yes. The book, or the logbook, or the journal, seems to contain several pages of notes and scribbles. They seem to be some sort of rudimentary drawing of Sandpoint with lots of arrows and markings and annotations. This is the first page. Let's see if I can focus everyone here.
I see it.
Alright.
Yeah. Saloro will then just reading out loud to Heinrich. Do this plan too hard to... Ah, this is an attack angle that the goblins took whenever they initially raided Sandpoint, Heinrich. You see this? And... Ah, yes, the whole angle for how they were going after the corpse. Go way too close, a whole bunch of analysis. I can't wait until the real raid. This town deserves a real burning. And there's some crude picture here. Would this be of some sort of image of someone in the town or something that Saloro would be able to recognize or put together based on what he knows?
That specific drawing is a bit too crude to actually...
Okay. The raid went about as planned. A few Thistle-top goblins chewed directly in Grimith's ear like someone is doing right now. They also perished, and we were able to secure Tobin's casket with ease while the rubes were distracted by the rest.
What?
Clearly Suto's writing if he's calling us rubes. Let's see. Ripnuk seems to favor the overwhelming land approach, but I don't think it's the best plan. We should get the quasits, Aid. Does Saloro know what a quasit is?
He can do an Arcana check.
Come over here, Token. Where are you? There you are. You're so tiny. It's adorable. You're adorable, Saloro. You fucking people say my name wrong and now I say it wrong. Wow! 20! Get fucked!
Yes. Saloro knows that a quasit is a usually a sort of outsider, evil outsider. It's hard to really say if it's a devil or a demon. It might be something altogether sort of new. But quasits are notoriously evil and deadly. They are quite scheming, and they have little regard for life or goodness in any form they find. They are quite destructive.
Okay. We should send get the Quasit's aid. Send her freaks... Look at that face. Up from below via the smuggler's tunnel in my father's glassworks. In smaller but more focused strikes. The rest except... Rosales agree, and I'm pretty sure the bugbear's just being contrary to annoy me. My love's too distracted with the lower chambers to make a decision. Is that a less crude picture of this individual?
Yes. You could make a knowledge local check. If that is a... No, think of it. Is that actually a...
No, that's not a 4E thing.
No, that's not a thing. You can do a intelligence check then.
Intelligence check. Well, Saloro, it was nice knowing you. You used the 20 there. We just add an additional modifier here, and 12.
Yes, Saloro thinks he recognizes some of the features in the drawing. They seem oddly familiar. Like someone has described this face to him before.
My love's too distracted lower chambers to make a decision. Says that once Malfeshnikors is released and under her command, we won't need to worry about being subtle. I hope she's right. Looks at the bottom page. Take me, Soto. Gives a glower at it. Just gives a look at Heinrich. Heinrich gives a look back at Saloro. This guy was love-struck, wasn't he? Heinrich nods. My love seems bent on going through with it. Nothing I can say convinces her of her beauty. Beauty like that. Oh, that radiant. Nualia. Nothing I can say convinces her of her beauty. She remains obsessed with removing what she calls her celestial taint and replacing it with her mother's grace. Burning her father's remains at Thistletop Shrine seems to have started the transformation, but I can't say her new hand is pleasing to me. Hopefully when she offers Sandpoint to Lamashtu? Lamashtu?
Yes.
Does Saloro know what a Lamashtu is?
He can make a religion check.
Go religion. Huh? I rolled a 1. Lamashtu? What the hell is that?
You have no idea what that is.
Lamashtu. It sounds like some sort of made-up deity. Fires. Her new body won't be as hideous. Maybe I'll luck out. Succubi are demons too, aren't they? Saloro closes the journal, looks at Heinrich, says, well, I think I figured out who set the cathedral fire, Heinrich. Heinrich glances in curiosity. Saloro nods at the horse. Closes the journal. Puts it in a saddlebag on Heinrich and says, well, I suppose we should probably getting back to the Rusty Dragon. I need to fix these clothes. You think I should actually put on some sort of cloth, don't you, Heinrich? Heinrich nods. Yeah, I thought so. Saloro will sort of take his disheveled robes and do something with them, and ride back to the stable of the Rusty Dragon.
Okay.
Da 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 da. Keep eating, everyone. Hopefully those drawings didn't spoil your appetite. That you somehow knew about.
Telepathy.
Suddenly I have lost all will to eat.
Yes. There we go.
Anyway, Erevan would be counting through pretty much all the cash that was got together.
Ash, pulling the sword out of his bag.
Now it's on my sheath, not in my bag.
I see you're counting the riches from the glassworks. Yameko has a rather poisoned tone. Then she shrugs. Keep it.
Are you sure, Amico?
Yes, I'm sure.
Erevan actually has a surprised look on his face.
Good job counting the gold in front of her. Way to go, leader. Just like you have it when you put the sword in the bag. How coarse and crude are you, Eladrin? Come on, man.
Arenoss would say, the gold does rightfully belong to you if you want it to. It's rightfully yours.
She shakes it. No, the Spiral Vanguard can keep it. I'm sure you will put it to good use.
We will try.
In this moment, Bethana comes out of the kitchen, serving the party some dinner. It's some of the leftover boar.
Oh.
In a stew. It's quite delicious. Mako says, Bethan, go out and check. I thought our dear friend Saloro actually passed by the windows. See if he needs any help in the stables. Bethana sets off. Going out. Oh, Master Saloro, she says.
And Saloro's dressed in his completely, while he cleaned himself on the beach, the robe and the cloak are completely blood-stained and blood-soaked. There's still stains, and the hair. Saloro turns around.
She looks at the tattered robes and the blood and everything, and she sort of sniffs a bit. Do you want some help cleaning and repairing that, Master Saloro?
Saloro looks at Bethan and says, yes, sure. I do have a spare rope, and I keep for emergency situations. This should not be a problem, so long as you can actually tolerate staring at me.
She smiles. Of course. She blushes a bit.
All right. Saloro will go to his room, just so that he can retrieve his robe and, puts the gloves back on. He didn't take all of his clothes with him, so he has some of those, and will give Bethana his tattered and frayed clothing. And bloodied.
All right. Yep, she takes it, folds it carefully, and seems to survey the damage.
Well, Saloro did get knocked unconscious twice. There was one point where he was flanked by goblins. There was that really crazy bloodthirsty guy that really ripped into him. And, seen better days.
Yep. She nods and says, I'll take care of this. And she quickly moves away into town. Going who knows where.
That's right.
Probably to the tailor.
There we go. Saloro will then end up walking into the tavern, wearing a lighter fare of clothing, but the gloves and the veil, they finally come back. And Saloro's crazy, hideous face is no longer seeable. Carries the journal in his hand. Sees them all eating stew. Walks at the table. Sets the journal down right in the middle.
Good evening.
My head will rotate back to see Saloro.
The person who is primarily responsible for all of this, all of everything, is someone who holds a grudge against the city, and that person would have been the same individual who set the cathedral fire. My thinking, combined with what I've discovered on my own and what I've read in the journal, would alert that to be someone eating boar stew, but it's okay, because Saloro's gonna keep talking anyway. Why are you chewing my ear?
Stop chewing! Or mute.
Stop it!
Thanks.
I'm glad the internet gets to see that. Or hear that, rather. Along with all the scantily clad succubi pictures.
Indeed. Not safe for work.
I know.
Wow, chicka, wow, wow.
Yeah.
Did you visit DeviantArt for that?
Saloro says, I do believe the primary person responsible is Izakian Tobin's foster daughter, Nualia. Considering how she has been described with some sort of celestial radiance, both by the townsfolk and by Suto, I'm thinking that perhaps she held some sort of grudge or something happened to her. The townsfolk obsessed over her, and it is possible that she held some sort of grudge. Perhaps her foster father cast her out or discarded her or hated her for some strange reason. I'm thinking she was some sort of celestial being, perhaps an Aasimar, perhaps some other form of angel or half-celestial of that type. But it is clear flips open the journal, points to the final page that's showing the demonic transformation. Whatever's happening now, kind of corrupting her. Also, and Saloro looks at Erevan, you're probably the best one to know this. The name Lamashtu ring a bell?
I assume I need to make a check now.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Religion?
Religion.
Yes.
Where were you at, Spider? Come on. Where was
This is not climbing.
Is that another one?
I
No,
plus
it
9,
isn't.
so no.
Oh, okay. Well, Erevan thinks for a bit and he nods. Yes, he has heard of Lamashtu. She is called the mother mother of the misshapen and patroness of the malformed. She is the goddess of monstrous birth. She is a powerful demon queen. And she is also known as the mistress of insanity, or the grandmother of nightmare. She is worshipped by many monsters, many hideous creatures, or otherwise evil cults, usually by hags or something similar.
Saloro looks at Erevan expectantly.
Well, that I do recognise the name. It's I'm gonna have to reread all that. The mother of the misshapen, or it's a powerful demon queen. Great, my mind just blanked over everything. Half the stuff.
Like I'm Spider.
I repeat basically everything you. The DM just said.
Monstrous misshapen births. Saloro frowns behind the veil. There were rumors that she had a lover, a teenage lover of sorts. Perhaps something happened with that. Saloro will pick up the journal, flip back to the earlier pages, set it back down. Anyway, it is clear that Suto was some sort of, well, as he thought it, beloved minion or consort of this Nualia, and they definitely did organize the attack. And it was a ruse to take the corpse of her foster father. And they have great designs, particularly with these quasits, demonic creatures, essentially, to come up through the smuggler's tunnels, perhaps right beneath the glassworks, as part of a major attack phase. Also notice here there's a section about don't take boats, too risky, division. Slow shrugs. They must have had a change of plans on that one.
Alvyn will speak up and just say, goblins and now demons?
Yes, it was fair to suspect that there was a greater force organizing the goblins on account of them being too stupid and insane to pull off such great feats on their own. You also saw how motivated they were by Suto, even the creature capable of blinding us. All the same, though, Suto himself appears to be taking orders. And it seems that Sheriff Hemlock has left at precisely the right time. I will get a message out to Shalelu. Perhaps I will be able to catch her while we are in here in the town, but judging by what I saw from how deep those smuggler tunnels go, it is possible that we will have to inspect those in the morrow. All
I agree.
of us.
Alvyn does not look happy, but he nods.
Saloro then looks at the massive quantity of gold. I assumed this was going to be given back along with what we acquired to Mako.
Alvyn will say, well, but we do have expenses as well, and I mean, we should get something out of helping her. I mean, and he stops.
She did say that she didn't want it and we could have it. I offered it back to her, but she didn't want it.
Oh. Saloro shrugs. Yeah. Not hearing anyone behind him says, well, next time anyone falls unconscious, think about the items you have and maybe offer them a drink first, Sorcerer.
What?
Oblivious.
Saloro holds up an empty potion vial.
Yeah.
Sets it down by the stew bowl. Something to think about before you go charging down a staircase. And then Saloro picks up the journal, walks out of.
Drops the mic.
That's
walks
right.
out.
Boom. Drop the potion vial, and he is out.
Roldar looks at Arenoss, smiles, goes back to his stew.
A few minutes later, Ameka will approach the party and basically telling them that she has prepared baths, some in the rooms if you have that, or otherwise she has also prepared sort of an extra bath on the backyard in a huge barrel that someone can use.
Huge barrel.
Roldar.
Alvyn will take the barrel, of course.
Alvyn just gets lost inside the barrel.
Drowns in the barrel.
Just an ocean.
Send help.
Help! Help!
I think someone is drowning out back. Huh.
Probably no one important. Probably a goblin who wandered in.
Roldar will take up on the offer to go and have a bath out back.
Arenoss will just say, thank you, Ameko. Much appreciated. And he will head into his own bathroom.
She nods. She turns to Erevan. I think you should also perhaps talk to Mayor Devrin. She might want to know what happened here.
Speaking to the mayor could be an idea. Though this is turning out to be quite a bigger problem than I originally anticipated.
She smiles. Yes, it is, isn't it? I'm sorry for everything my family has put you through.
It is not your fault. Do not worry.
She nods. Well, thank you, and at least I sleep sounder knowing that the Spiral Vanguard is protecting us. And she leaves for the kitchen. All right.
Erevan will go ahead, put all the gold away to make sure none of it goes missing, and we'll go ahead of us.
Okay. All right. We shall take a 5-minute break here.
Okay.
To visit the bathroom and such, and I will also do you rest at the inn?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Extended rest.
There'll
There'll also be one thing that I'll be doing, but I'll say that whenever you come back.
All right. All right. 5-minute break. See you soon.
Oh wait, there's people here.
Yes, I'm here.
Ameko goes ahead and gives us a rest.
We can sing together, all of us. Oh yeah.
Interesting to note that there may be a succubi about.
Yes. Could be interesting.
And eventually we'll find out that the succubi is controlled by a dragon or something.
And the dragon is controlled by, like, a lich. Go on top.
Well, that would be an interesting turn of events. Well, GG, folks.
Dude, session 30, we're still in this tavern.
Yeah, maybe.
Still hunting down the exact same enemy. Just test my weapon now. Actually, I need to get my weapon out before I can test it.
Might be an idea.
I still miss.
Well, you're not hitting anything, so...
Yeah, but...
You miss the air.
Either that or I deal 14 untyped damage to the air.
The air looks sad.
No, that's disheartening strike.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello.
I'll just
The air is indeed disheartened.
The saddest of every air.
Yeah, I'm happy now. I now get miscellaneous +3 to my crime checks.
Hooray!
So
Because you
like,
need it.
so now I have like +13 or something.
Yeah, like you need it.
You just add a 20 onto that. I'm fine.
Let's see here.
Let's see. I've updated my horse. I've checked Erevan. Ooh, do I need to adjust my unarmed damage or anything?
Unarmed damage. Well, you can use them as unarmed weapons. And when you do that, you add, let's see here, each of the gloves can be used as a one-handed or off-handed simple light blade that applies a +2 proficiency bonus to attack rolls and deals 1d4 damage. The wearer gains proficiency with the gloves. So yes, you can use them.
That could be interesting. Still nowhere near as good as my longsword.
No.
I have a racial bonus for that.
Yes. It is a longsword.
Ah, sorry.
No.
Swapping weapons mid-combat. What action is that?
It depends if you have a feat or not. It is if you drop the one you're holding and pulls out a new one. I think it's a minor action.
Okay.
If you have quick draw, you can do it free. It's a free action.
The hard part of putting a weapon away.
Yeah. Just dropping it on the ground, it's easy.
Alvyn, you enjoying the barrel?
Still trying to find my way out. It's too large for me.
That's fine. If needed, I can pull you out some rope. Do you feel like you'll need it?
Oh, I wanted to do a swim check, but there's no swim check.
I think swim's down to like endurance and athletics.
It's yes, it's athletics to swim.
Okay,
like
I don't
endurance-
drown.
Well, it's endurance go for a long period of time swimming, so
Yeah, exactly.
you can stay in that. You can stay in that for a whole hour.
Yay! That might be needed, considering all the blood and gore.
Well, Grimith needs the biggest bar. He used always healing surges.
Mm-hmm.
Admittedly, I was down to 2.
I only got hit like twice or 3 times. But I still used 4 of my 6 healing surges.
Coming from the person who turns invisible when they get hit.
Yeah.
I got at least hit them.
Oh, we can change that. I'm sure the wizard will help.
I'll remember that for the next.
Please don't.
Everyone to the sorcerer!
So I've returned. All right, DM.
Hmm?
The thing that I wanted to do is see, first off, Saloro wanted to go find, completely innocuously, like a tiny animal, like a sparrow or a raven or other type of bird. He'll entice them with candies.
Ooh.
Yes. And then afterwards, after being able to entice by candies, look at Heinrich, see how well Heinrich is trained. Saloro is going to use 10 gold pieces worth of his material components, meaning he spent 20 on this godforsaken fucking party, and cast Animal Messenger. I'll read it. You target a non-hostile tiny animal such as a sparrow, a raven, a fox, or a carp. The animal must remain within 5 squares of you for the time necessary to perform a ritual. Once the ritual is complete, you whisper a message of up to 25 words. The animal in name of recipient. I have the message, which I'll copy now into the box. And the target is Shalelu and Usana, the Elven Ranger.
Alright.
let's see here. The animal bounds off, named recipient and location. The Sandpoint Hinterlands.
Somewhere over there.
The animal bounds off toward the location in search of recipient. The animal avoids danger along its path. Upon finding the recipient, the animal approaches until it is adjacent to the recipient, and then you whisper issues from the animal's mouth conveying the message. When the animal delivers its message or the ritual's duration ends, your influence ends and the animal reverts to its natural behavior. Your nature check determines how long the animal is affected by the ritual, which we'll go ahead and say is 12 hours, which, seeing as how she just left today, will hopefully be long enough to catch up with her. So, especially, I mean, if you want like a more specific location, we can go with something like, say, Raven Roost or Tickwood. I mean, we made it to Tickwood whenever we were boar hunting.
Yeah.
And the message I'll go ahead and repeat for I say out loud. Sandpoint Glassworks attack, Longiku dead, Suto and goblins responsible. Collected information confirmed Thistletop is source of attack, Noalia leader, organized goblins, Ripnocht, and then the bugbear that was mentioned before by her, Bruthizamus. Lamashtu involved. End of message.
Okay.
And then the raven just goes fluttering off.
Yeah, cocks his head and squawks or cries or caws. I think a raven caws, and then flies away.